What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have a 7-game main slate tonight. Great looking main slate. A couple games on the after hours slate as well. I love that they're cutting off, the late games on the main slates these days. DraftKings is doing a thing where you can't late swap your lineups tonight, which I love because I can't really edit my lineups and post on my website because people won't see the updates. But a lot of things to talk about in this video. We have a new month. Baseball is right around the corner. I can sniff it. Love baseball coming off of a career season last year. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about my NBA after hours last night. We were sweating for a majority of that slate. Looking forward to smashing this main slate tonight and the after hours slate to start off our weekend. The hybrid and cash lineups for the main slate also cashed in tournaments, but that just wasn't a story after how well the after hours lineup did last night. I'm also doing a free Guru credit code. I've done a code on basically every Friday video. Going to give you one for 15 credits. Drop a like on this video. Subscribe. I had tweeted earlier that this video is going to be a little bit longer than usual because we have some things to talk about. We got a nice slate here tonight, and we have a top game that screams that we are in March NBA DFS. But for that lineup last night, we were hovering in first place, second, third, fourth place for a majority of the night. We didn't have Jordan Poole, who dropped a 50 spot off of the bench, went into OT. That Lakers and Wizards game ended up falling out. At one point, I was tied with my a couple of my members at like second place for like 8K or 13K and then 8K with like a minute left in the Wizards and Lakers game. I thought we were going to have a huge night. We still did have a huge night. Great ROI. But, when you're in the thousands of dollars for a majority of the slate, a few $100 doesn't feel so great. But it was a great night, and it was strictly off my dub club. This is new as of a week ago. I've been posting main slates on my website as usual because I have memberships that I have to provide for, people have already paid for. But in terms of after hours slates and, other prize picks and stuff, this is where Dub Club comes in handy. It's very easy for me. You can get up on it for $1 for your first week. The link is below my video. As you can see, some samples of what I've posted lately, PGA, prize picks, and underdog. Last night, you can see this is where you would have saw the after hours lineup, and look, boom, had the FanDuel and DraftKings lineups right here. It's an app as well, so you can get push notifications. As soon as I post, you just click one thing on your phone and boom, it's right there. A little bit more of a simple process than my website. But this FanDuel lineup right here, this is a lineup that won a ton of bread last night, and I know, a few dozen of you saw it. So hopefully you guys all cashed in with me. You should help support me. I would appreciate it. Get over to my Dub Club. Link is below this video. And then one last thing for news. I'm doing an MLB giveaway, first of the month, March. Like I said, we are, sniffing baseball. I have a giveaway on my Twitter. Head over there, do a retweet. You might be able to win a free season pass from me. I'll be doing, a handful of giveaways up until opening day. But I also have early bird deals live starting today. I made up all of my prices and memberships for that. I've already had a huge amount of you guys reaching out, which I love. We did have an unbelievable MLB season last year as we just had a ton of huge winners. So excited for the MLB season. I hope you guys hop aboard. So I'll give you that Guru credit after the first couple of my plays. Now, you gotta just roll. You gotta roll with the crowd here. Portland at Memphis. This is the best DFS game on tonight's slate. I know it's gross. These teams suck, but when you have two teams that equally suck, it leaves for a competitive matchup, and we have value in this game. It's going to be the chalkiest game on the slate. It is a low 208 over-under. It's only a 1.5 point spread, so this just looks great for a number of reasons. A majority of my plays in this video are going to come from this game. We'll talk about that. At point guard, Jordan Goodwin has jumped up to 5,300, but They strictly signed Goodwin, not because they see a future with him, just so he can drag them to the finish line. They are so hurt. The Grizzlies want this season to be over. Unfortunately for them, we still have another 6 weeks, a little bit under 6 weeks left in the regular season. We have guys like Luke Kennard out, John Conchar, Scottie Pippen, Derrick Rose, Marcus Smart, obviously John Morant. They have no guards. They waived Jacob Gilyard. He is their only point guard tonight. He played 31 minutes against the Timberwolves, played well. 30.5 fantasy points while scoring only 5 points. Sneaky, kind of trying to get a triple-double last game, which is hilarious. But yeah, they just took this guy in to just soak up the end of this season because the Grizzlies are just desperate. And they're going to have like 7 or 8 active bodies tonight. And none of them are going to be guards outside of Jordan Goodwin. So even at 5,300, this is a great shit v shit matchup between the Blazers and Grizzlies. He should be fine. He played really well against a top defense in the league in the Timberwolves on the road. This is a much easier matchup against Portland. He's going to grade out really well along with, basically the rest of these Grizzlies tonight. Another thing, it will be a key note in my other plays, but just, the cherry on top is Jaren Jackson is also out tonight. Now, is Brandon Clark coming back? No, he's not. I thought he was supposed to come back tonight. For some reason, RotoWire has Brandon Clark with a green box next to his name like he's going to be active tonight. It doesn't seem like that. We'll have to see. I don't know, but the Grizzlies are just an unbelievable team tonight, as are the Trailblazers. Shooting guard, we're going to stick with the Grizzlies. Their number one guy, usage-wise, shooting-wise. Vince Williams at under 7K looks fine at 6,800. Needs 34 fantasy points to hit value. He's projected for 36 currently. So he's just going to look really good in this matchup with this usage. He's obviously going to play a ton of minutes. I don't even know, we can do a quick look, but I don't even know who, outside of their starting 5, I don't even know who they have coming off of their bench tonight. Luke Kennard is doubtful with an illness. If I was on the Grizzlies, I would also have an illness. I wouldn't want to play. I would have an illness for the rest of the season. I'd have a 6-week flu that just didn't go away and I couldn't play. That's what Luke Kennard's doing right now. He has an illness. Yeah, sure. He wouldn't have an illness if the Grizzlies knew how to win a game, but like I said, the Grizzlies have no one off the bench. They have no other guard on FanDuel position-wise other than Jordan Goodwin. They don't have another shooting guard outside of Vince Williams active tonight. You have Zaire Williams starting. Luke Kennard's going to be out. John Conchar is going to be out. They have Watanabe, but they don't really play him. So Watanabe's we're at one guy so far that can play off the bench for the Grizzlies tonight. We're at one. G.G. Jackson is questionable. He kind of has to play. He's not really going to have a chance, or a choice, I should say. Aldama's going to start. Lamar Stevens might start in the absence of Jaren Jackson. So we're still at one guy. LaRavia is number 2. Matt Hurts, number 3 off the bench. And then Trey Jamison could also start with Jaren Jackson out. So either Trey Jamison or Lamar Stevens will start. That leaves us with 4 guys off the bench for the Grizzlies, totaling a whopping 9 active players tonight. Again, Jordan Goodwin's the only guard. Feel really good about that. They really just have backups for the front court tonight. The back court is going to have to play a bunch of minutes. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday. I had Josh Hart on the cash and hybrid for the main slate. He was like 3% owned. He scored like 50-plus fantasy points. He played, I know Thibodeau plays guys into the ground. Josh Hart last night against the Warriors in their loss played 47 minutes and 10 seconds out of 48 total minutes. He sat for 50 seconds. I was watching that game. It was on, what is Thursday NBA? Is that TNT? It was the televised game, and Josh Hart was just on the court every time I looked. It was fantastic at low ownership. He was a huge reason why we did well, but we're going to have to see Josh Hart type minutes out of these Grizzlies tonight because they're so shorthanded. Vince Williams looks pretty damn good at 6,800 alongside Jordan Goodwin. For my website, let me just go to the homepage. If you don't have an account on my website, it's very easy to make one, fd-guru.com. I have a credit system. You start out with a handful of credits. You go to the NBA page to spend these credits on my lineups, FanDuel, DraftKings, main slate. Like I said, outside main slates like after hours and such is on my Dub Club. Go to the shop page. You put in this code. You will get 15 Guru credits, all caps. March 1st, the date, but first is spelled out. So March 1st, all spelled out, all caps, apply coupon. Again, you have to be signed in for this to work, and then the credits magically drift over into your balance after a couple of seconds. All I ask is that you like this video, guys. I do love doing giveaways. Hopefully we get a large amount of you tailing me tonight. Feeling really good after our near takedown in the after hours slate last night. Small forward, we're going to go on the other side in this Grizzlies and Blazers game. Like I said, nothing screams March regular season NBA like targeting a Trail Blazers and Memphis Grizzlies game. Jeremy Grant, 7,500, looks great. There's no reason not to like him. He needs 80, not 80, oh my God, my brain. He needs just under 40 fantasy points. He needs like 37 fantasy points at 7,500. Can play power forward and small forward. He looks good. Played 40 minutes last game against Miami. I'm pretty sure they won that game. He played extremely well. 49 points against the Pistons on the 8th of February. This guy, a little bit of a risk because he can have bad games, but he's projected for like 38 fantasy points in this matchup. Another big thing is the Blazers are also very shorthanded. That's why this game is so great, because these guys are going to be playing a ton of minutes. DeAndre Ayton is doubtful for the Blazers. You still got no Brogdon. You got no Scoot Henderson. You got no Shaedon Sharpe. You're looking at a potential start for Duop Reath, which is always a funny name to look at. And then the projected starting lineup is, as usual, outside of Duop Reath. We got Anthony Simons. We got Chris Murray. We got Jeremy Grant. And we got Kamara. Obviously, the only two true NBA players in this starting lineup is Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant. So these are the two guys we're going to want to look at. Simons, I think, is $100 more than Grant. I like Grant more than Simons. Maybe it's more biased, but Simons really fucked us over a couple of slates ago, so I'm still kind of mad about that. And he hasn't been playing that well as of late. Yeah, he got 11 fantasy points for us in that after-hours slate against the Hornets in a prime matchup, and then just 29 last game. He's been on and off. If I were to pick between the two, Jeremy Grant is definitely the cash game play, and Simons is more of the GPP play, because Simons and Grant have very similar ceilings. They can both get like 50. But, a dud out of Simons is a little bit different than a dud out of Grant. Grant has shown a little bit more consistency as of late, and he's $100 cheaper. So I do like Grant more. But either guy you could go with. I just like Grant at small forward. And then power forward, we're going to go back to the Grizzlies. It's impossible to get away from this game. It really is. It just exceeds so many other things on this slate over all the other games. We do have questionable guys that I always forget to talk about. We'll go through that real quick. Donovan Mitchell against the Pistons is questionable. That could be huge because it's an unbelievable matchup against the Pistons. Doncic is questionable against the Celtics. I think he's probably going to play. He went through shoot-around, I think I saw earlier. What else do we have? Nesmith is questionable. He's missed a ton of games recently. De'Aaron Fox questionable against the Timberwolves, but he went through shoot-around as well. And then Anthony Edwards is questionable. Now, Edwards played the game after he hurt his ankle against the Grizzlies. He could have easily sat that game out because the Grizzlies are a joke of a team. The fact that he played that game after tells me he's probably going to play tonight because it's a much more important matchup against the Kings. We'll have to see what happens there, but my guess is that De'Aaron Fox and Anthony Edwards are both ruled in on that game. For power forward, we're going to go to Santi Aldama. No Jaren Jackson. He's going to be starting. He can play center and power forward. 5,500 looks great. Had a great game last game. 35 minutes, 28.5 fantasy points. He needs 27 to hit value tonight. We can just assume he's going to play over 30 minutes along with all these other Grizzlies starters. Because like I've said multiple times in this video, the Grizzlies are just very shorthanded. It's going to be hard not to play at least 3, probably 4 Grizzlies on your lineups tonight. Santi Aldama looks great. And then for center, Jarrett Allen looks really good. Him and Evan Mobley, usually, side by side, it's a coin flip. The difference is that Jarrett Allen is $300 cheaper than Mobley on FanDuel, and he's projected for like 4 more fantasy points. So overall, Jarrett Allen looks like the better play at Detroit. If Donovan Mitchell is ruled out, we're going to have to, get a lot more Cav exposure outside of Jarrett Allen. But as of right now, assuming Donovan Mitchell is in, Jarrett Allen is just in a smash spot tonight. 7,600 needs 37 fantasy points. He's been on a great run. Good cash game guy. He's going to get you over 30 fantasy points even on an off night. And then he has mid-40s to 50-point upside. And it's not even that big of a blowout risk. The Cavs are on the road. Pistons have actually been playing pretty well as of late. It's a 9-point spread. So anytime I see a single-digit spread, I'm definitely not worried about it. I'm not really worried about a blowout spread unless you're seeing more than like 11, like 12 and up is you start to get worried about a blowout. But 9-point spread here. The Cavs look really good. They're going to look even better if Mitchell's out. But I like Jarrett Allen as of right now in the early afternoon, assuming that Mitchell is in. That is one of the first games on tonight's slate, so we will know that news, which is always very nice. That'll do it for this video, guys. Got to catch my breath. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to unwrap in this video. Let's have a huge main slate. Definitely get that Guru credit code in there. Like this video, subscribe. Excited for a new month and new opportunities as always. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I'm signing off. Peace.